What's going on YouTube? Desmond here, ECoastArb, and I want to apologize for not putting out any videos for the past couple of days. I've been a little busy trying to improve my editing skills some. So if anybody out there's a little better at editing their YouTube videos than I am, please feel free to send me a DM and help me out a little bit. I'm trying to get an intro and maybe an outro. I think that's what you call it. Set up and kind of make my videos look a little more official. But this is your daily reminder, your daily motivation. If you're out there and you're wanting to start Amazon, or you just started Amazon and you maybe are having some frustration sourcing, don't quit. Okay, whatever you do, do not quit, because the stuff is out there. You just have to keep going over and over. Source. Do it again and again. And some of the things, I'm gonna give you a couple tips that really helped me towards the beginning is set yourself goals and make those goals achievable, right? So like set your first goal. Your first goal, I think everybody's first goal should be to sell one product, sell an item, buy it at this price, sell it at a higher price, and make a profit. And if you can do that, that's proof of concept. That should be enough to kind of light that fire inside you to make you keep going. And that's really what drives probably all of us to continue bettering ourselves and growing our businesses. And so make that your first goal and set achievable goals. So don't start out and set a goal for $10,000. Not saying it can't be done. It definitely can. And there's people that have done it. But set goals that you think are achievable, because what happens is when you set a goal and you achieve it, it does something in your mind. That when you achieve a goal, your mind takes that and says, okay, well, my next goal is going to be higher, and I can achieve that because I achieved this goal. So set your first goal small. Sell a product. Set your next goal at $100, right? Make $100, $500, 1,000, 2,500, 5,000. Keep growing from there. Just set goals that you can achieve, because when you achieve your goals, it gives you the drive to keep going. And that's really what sets people apart in the Amazon world, is the people that have the drive to continue going and to continue bettering themselves and their businesses. So that's something that really helped me, is making achievable goals that I can meet, and not being afraid to publicize those goals, right? So a lot of people feel kind of weird making like an Instagram post. And by the way, if you're not already making Instagram posts, you should be. Networking is another tip that really helped me. Reach out to people, both above and below you. Reach out to sellers that are a couple steps ahead of you, and also people that are a little bit below you, because it's a constant loop. So the people above you can usually help you with questions, and maybe they've been through something that you haven't been. But also don't forget that there may be people below you that you could help, right? Because the people above you are helping you. So pass that down, pass it on through, and help everybody, because that really makes everything easier in the long run. And networking and making Instagram posts and Twitter posts. I'm not the greatest at Twitter. And it can get a little overwhelming trying to post in several platforms every day, but it really does help. And if you can take the time out of your day to do that, you will absolutely see improvement in your business. I promise. And it can be hard to do. I know a lot of people have regular, 9 to 5 jobs or whatever, and other things, other obligations. But if you really want to excel in the Amazon world, the best way and the quickest way to do that is to start networking with other people. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help anybody out there above or below me. And if I don't know the answer to your question, I will help you figure it out, because that will help me learn as well. So don't be afraid to do that, and don't be afraid to publicize your goals, even if they're small. Everybody started at the bottom. So don't feel ashamed of making a post saying, "Hey, I sold my first product." That's awesome, and bigger sellers really like to see that because it takes them back to when they were in that position, because all of us were at one point, right? So don't stop. If you haven't started Amazon and it's something you're interested in, I encourage you to start, make an account, make a seller account, and get started and start sourcing, and watch a few of my videos. Maybe you can pick up a couple tips, and really just consume as much content as you can. Even as you advance, still take the time daily to consume content from other sellers, because everybody has a different mindset. Everybody does things differently. And oftentimes you can pick up little things that may help improve your sourcing or your business um, by watching other people. That's a thing I do. I set aside an hour every day, every single day, 7 days a week. I set aside 1 hour and I just watch YouTube videos of other sellers, big, small, in between, everybody. I watch YouTube for an hour, and I take notes, get a little notebook and write down notes. If you see something that's interesting, or maybe something you didn't know, take a note of it, because when you take the time to do that, it really sticks in your brain a little bit. And that's stuff that can really help improve your business. And I encourage everybody to do that. But give you another little tip here, and we'll make this kind of short and sweet. But I've got a lead here, and unfortunately, this one is sold out. You can see here we've got some Clinique makeup of some sorts on Saks Fifth. If you don't already source Saks Fifth, it's a really kind of giving you a nugget here, because there's some really good discounts on some things. You can see this one here is 55% off, and you got to be quick on it, because unfortunately this one's sold out. But the key here is to not stop there, right? So a lot of people will see this, they could be sourcing, and they see the Saks Fifth pop up on Google, and they click on it, they're excited, it's a good price, and they get here and, oh man, it's sold out. And a lot of people will just click out of here and keep going. But that's not what I do. Take the time to find the ASIN. I've got it pulled up here. We've got the Clinique #1 linen in a 1 ounce. You can see here, #1 linen, and this is a 1 ounce. So we got a product match, $14.99, and this would have been almost a $10 profit. So really, really solid lead. And unfortunately, it's out of stock. And a lot of times I'll take the time to put in my email address here and add me to the wait list. But it seems like, for me at least, Saks Fifth is more of a one and done type of thing. I don't see them come back into stock on a lot of things that are heavily discounted like this. But it never hurts. It takes 2 seconds to punch in your email, and maybe one day you'll get an email saying, hey, we're back in stock, and you can cash in on that opportunity. But what we can do from here is, instead of clicking out and moving on, we've got 24 sellers here that we can reverse source. So take the time to do that, and this is definitely a solid lead. It looks fairly stable. Price was actually quite a bit higher not too long ago. Our seller count kind of went up a little high, but it's dropping back off now. And let's see, through the year here, it's been, I would consider this probably 28, kind of the lowest it's ever been, really. But and actually, is it buy box in there? Yeah, it is. So maybe this isn't as profitable as it was um, a couple weeks ago when I sourced this. I'm not sure. Let's see, when did I? Yeah, so I sourced this on May 4th, so almost a month ago. It was very profitable, and had you bought 10 or 15 units at that time, you probably would have sold out, but maybe not. Who knows? But anyways, still profitable here at the 2860, 450 profit, a little over 30% ROI, kind of on the lower end for what I like to look for, just to give myself a little bit of room in case something goes south. I always like to source kind of based on that price bottom. That way you don't ever find yourself in a position where you're losing money. But we've got 24 sellers here that we can reverse source. And chances are, if these people probably sourced this from Saks Fifth, or it not necessarily doesn't have to be, but I'm sure several of them did. So we can use that information to our advantage because we know those people are sourcing this website. And you can do this with any website. So what we can do is we can take and scrape all of these seller IDs uh, using Keepa under the offers tab. I've done several videos on how to export these and punch them back into Keepa and start sourcing that way. That's really my favorite way to reverse source. You can do it manually one by one. I like to just take them all, put it into Keepa, set a couple filters of stuff that I'm kind of looking for, and go from there. But don't sleep on those out of stock leads, and also save them. If you don't already use the SellerAmp program, definitely do that because it's pretty much a necessity in my opinion. It makes sourcing so much quicker and easier. But also, you have the option here to add Google Sheets to your SellerAmp. And as you can see, I have a ton, and it's really important to do that. I think I have sheets for almost everything. I have a buy sheet, a look back sheet, which I do if I find products that are almost profitable enough to buy, but not quite there yet. It's good to put them in that look back and check back a week or two later because that price could go up or a product could go on sale. You never know. I mean, it's online arbitrage. Things change almost daily. Sites do sales. You may find a coupon that you didn't know about, or there may be a site-wide promo code that you weren't aware of that you did find, and now that makes that profit a lot better on that product. So keep stuff that's really close but not quite there. And I also have a multiple sheet. I have some seasonal sheets if I find stuff that maybe is profitable during a certain time of the year but not right now. I will add them to those sheets, and as we're approaching those time frames, I'll take a look at those Google Sheets and try to source those products again. Um, I have a merchant fulfilled sheet. I do a lot of merchant fulfilled stuff. It's a really good way to get quick turnaround on your money. If you're having issues with cash flow or some capital, maybe limited capital, merchant fulfilled can be a really good way to up your game on that. You have to be a little more competitive with your pricing sometimes because you may have to kind of come in lower than an FBA offer, but there is really good opportunities out there to quickly turn over your money with merchant fulfilled. So I would recommend not weeding out those kind of products. And I also have a out of stock sheet. I have a WTB, which is my want to buy. Um, like a lot of people in the Amazon world, I have capital limits too, and a lot of times I don't ever stop sourcing even if I'm out of money to spend, right? So even if you've reached your spend limit or you don't have any capital, you're waiting for a payout, continue sourcing. Don't stop, and have yourself a list of things to buy when you get that payout. That way, as soon as you get your payout, you can go ahead and buy everything that you can, and it just creates a faster turnover for everything, right? So if you're sourcing and you run out of money and you quit sourcing, well, when you get the money, you've got to start sourcing again. But if you continue sourcing, even though you're not buying, as soon as you get that payout, my payouts are spent as soon as I get them most of the time, right now at least. Hopefully that'll get a little better in the future, but I'm definitely not a professional here. And I have capital issues just like a lot of people. And I also have a lead sheet, but just create whatever you want here. And there's a ton of options. You can make these sheets exactly how you want them. SellerAmp does a really good job at making it super easy. You can pretty much plug in any aspect of a product. I usually do date, ASIN. I include UPC, cost price. I do sell price, profit, ROI, break even, all the main stuff, rank. I like to include the 30 and the 90-day buy box average. That way I can see how stable a product is really quickly in my sheet without having to go back and look at the product and see. But there's a ton of options there, and SellerAmp really makes it super, super easy to source and to add stuff to your Google Sheets to be able to go back to very quickly. And you can pretty much have stuff locked down, and as soon as you get your capital back, you just go through that sheet, pick the best of the best, buy it, and continue sourcing to find more leads. You can never have enough leads, and don't ever quit sourcing. That's kind of my main point of this video is whatever you do, don't stop. Even if you find yourself frustrated or you may be having a hard time finding stuff, it's out there, I promise. I know that's kind of hard to believe. A lot of times when you're in the beginning stages of doing online arbitrage, it can be very frustrating. You seem like you're kind of banging your head against the wall sometimes. And I think we've all probably been there where we spent, hours and hours in front of a computer screen and maybe not found as much as we'd like to. But the more you do it, the better you get at it and the easier it gets. And it's also important, a little extra bonus nugget here, to keep tabs on things that are happening in the online world. And what I really mean by that is take note of sales that are happening. So like I have a spreadsheet, and anytime I see a big sale going on, I log it in that spreadsheet. I log the date, I log the source, what the sale is. I make a couple notes, maybe it's just this brand of products, or maybe it's site wide, or maybe it's this or that. And if there's a promo code involved, I log that too, and keep all that stuff in a spreadsheet. And once you do that long enough, you'll start to see patterns. A lot of websites kind of work in cycles. So they may do the same sales year over year, or sometimes even multiple times during the year. So if every time you see a sale like that, log it, write a note, put it in a spreadsheet, and then you can start kind of seeing those patterns. And that really makes sourcing so much easier once you get that pattern down, because you have somewhere to start. So you can say, okay, well, I know every 3 months this website does a sale on this brand. And so, when that time frame comes around, that's where you need to be sourcing. And if you get enough of those, eventually you'll have somewhere to source all the time profitably. So it's really important to, when you're starting out, to take notes on everything. I take notes on every promo code that I find. Even if I don't buy something, if I find a promo code, I take note of it. I put it in a spreadsheet. I write down the source, I write down the date, the promo code, what it does, and any notes about it. And a lot of times you'll find sometimes sites may recycle promo codes, and they may be good. Sometimes they're good year round, which is even better because a lot of other people may not know that. And just like you didn't know it at the beginning, a lot of other people may not know that either. So if you take notes of stuff like that, your sourcing game will really improve. And not a lot of people are going to tell you to do all this, but I'm giving out nuggets tonight. So just keep at it, and keep watching my videos. Be on the lookout. Like I said, I'm working on my editing skills, trying to get a little better intro for my videos here. And definitely not planning on quitting putting out content anytime soon. So stay tuned. Give me a like if you don't already subscribe. Hit the subscribe button and pay attention to what I'm saying, because I'm really trying to help a lot of people here, because I want to see everybody succeed, just like myself. And my DMs are open. If you got any questions, please feel free to reach out. And we'll see y'all on the next one. This is Desmond with ECoastArb. Thanks.